Hi everyone, Sam Norris here. I thought I would take you out on the road today, do something a little bit different. So if the camera's a bit juttery, I do apologise. I'm just driving through beautiful Bromsgrove at the moment. Just been to do a couple of viewings on a couple of houses around here. So we'll see how that goes. But what I wanted to do was today talk about following on from last week's discussion on income and expenditure. We were talking about obviously getting your expenditure down and your income up, getting a job that pays you the more that you work, whether that's commissions, bonuses, overtime, whatever it might be. And so this is what leads me on to what I'm thinking about today, which is you're in your sales job. You know, you want to earn more money than just your basic salary. Some sales jobs don't even have a basic salary. It's all down to commissions, which isn't a bad thing. You know, it depends on your risk profile. But I want to talk to you about something that I call the tasks before 9 a.m. Now, the traditional working day is obviously 9 to 5. I mean, nowadays, if you're working in sales, probably 8 till 6 potentially. But for me, I have certain times of the day, and everyone does, where you're feeling, maybe a little bit lethargic, a little bit down. You know, your mind's all in a tiz. Maybe you've had a little bit too much coffee that day. I know certainly I can do that. And I think that if you get actually quite a large proportion of tasks done, or at least some things done before 9 a.m. when the rest of the world seems to start working, it can really set you up for a really positive day, and I think it makes your day better. So here's what I do. I'll get into the office as early as I possibly can. And the night before, I've already set out, before I leave the office the night before, I've already set out what I need to achieve that next day. I call them my goals rather than my tasks, because sometimes other people will assist me with those goals. They're not necessarily to-dos. But we'll come on to that another time. And I've got my list of things to do. I automatically stick a line around certain things, or a line under certain things as to where that cutoff is, where that 9 a.m. cutoff is, and try and get as much done as I can before then. It might be something as simple. I mean, bearing in mind, I like to clear my inbox before I leave for work in the evening. That's a good habit to get into, because it clears your mind and you're not leaving things to hang over. But where was I? So it might be something as simple as just clearing any emails that have come in overnight. That's always a really good one. It might be just silly things like going to the loo, getting yourself prepared, going and getting a coffee, and so that you actually, when 9 o'clock hits, you're not getting in at 9 and then doing those tasks afterwards. Some of the things that I like to do are, like I said, clear my inbox. It might be that I've got some calls set up, some early calls. I've got clients that are based in Asia, and obviously in terms of timing, that works out well to speak to them in the morning. So it might be that you organise some you're targeting to speak to some people before 9 a.m. I mean, that's a brilliant thing to be able to get into the habit of doing. It could be that you have to do preparation for a meeting that you've got later on in the day, and actually doing that without the worry that the phone's going to be ringing off the hook, because obviously you're going to be really successful. People are going to want to get in touch with you all the time. Then you can prepare for your meetings that day. It might be like me, that I'd maybe spend half an hour just scrolling through Rightmove looking for some properties. It might be that I, if there's some development sites that I'm having a look at, I might go through and, do some workings out on those. Obviously, I'm a mortgage broker, a property finance broker, first and foremost during the day. It might be that I've spoken to a client the day before and I'm doing some research. So I might be doing some initial research, so just checking rates and policy and things like that before I get on the phone and start speaking to lenders. Maybe drawing up a short list of lenders, people that I need to speak to that day. So look, I'm rambling a little bit, but this gives you an idea of, you can do lots of different things before 9 a.m. even starts. You don't need to wait till other people are starting to work yourself. So, and I'll tell you where I got this idea from. Now, I'm a massive fan of somebody called Johnny Wilkinson. I call him Sir Johnny Wilkinson, but I think he's just Johnny Wilkinson MBE, maybe? Somebody can tell me. Now, for those of you that don't know, Johnny Wilkinson is probably one of the best rugby players ever to play for England, certainly, possibly even ever to play the game. And he was very famed for being extremely dedicated, and he probably changed the rules when it came to dedication to sport, and he became very well known for his kicking specifically, and his practice of kicking. And one thing that he always said was that, you know, because, you know, look, it doesn't matter what you do. Cristiano Ronaldo sometimes doesn't want to get out of bed in the morning, even though, you know, some people would say he's got a dream role of playing for, is it Juventus now he plays for, and he's one of the most famous footballers in the world. But look, Johnny Wilkinson, as dedicated as he was, as OCD as he was, you might say, you know, there were times when he didn't want to get out of bed in the morning, or he, you know, it was peeing down with rain, and you know, he was famous for doing kicking practice on Christmas Day. You know, who wants to work on Christmas Day? No one wants to work on Christmas Day. But Johnny Wilkinson went and kicked on Christmas Day, and he said, when he's doing that, when you look at what you've done throughout the week, you know, what's everyone else doing? What's your competition doing? Because look, if you're going to be successful in business, in sales, in anything like that, you are going to end up having competition. Think, are they doing what you're doing? You know, are they putting in the hours? Are they putting in the time? Are they doing what's necessary to succeed and to beat you? And what he used to say was that he tot up his training throughout the week, and you know, if he when he walked out onto that field on a Saturday or a Sunday, you know, did he feel confident that he had done more than, you know, his opposite number? And that's how I kind of think about things. You know, I've got a lot of competition for what I do. I think I'm good at what I do, but I've got a lot of competition. And blimey, somebody just swung around the corner about to kill me. Thank you very much. And yeah, so that's kind of how I think about things. What added extras can you do to make your day better, to beat the competition, to do better, and ultimately to earn more money? Because that's what we were talking about last week, was how we're going to be earning more money. So that's you know, that's kind of it for today. I think just think about, you know, you're looking for your sales job, but now what can you do to actually add that extra in? So look, I hope you've enjoyed this. If you've got any questions, do let me know. Comment on this particular video. I've got my Facebook page, so if you search for Sam Norris Property, you will find that. Please follow. Ask me any questions on there, and of course we've now got the Six Figure Journey group on Facebook as well. So if you haven't already, you know, join the group. Ask any questions, interact with people. We're starting to build a little bit of a community on there. I think we're up to about 30 people or so now, which doesn't seem like a lot, but that's a lot of other people that are doing what you're doing, that will be interested to hear what you think, and you can obviously get information and glean a bit of knowledge off of them as well. So don't forget to join that on Facebook, Six Figure Journey. Search that for a group on Facebook, and of course please subscribe to this channel, the button below, and obviously the bell next to it, so it'll give you notifications of when I'm posting the next video. Thanks so much for listening. Hope this has been helpful, and I'll see you soon.